Hey everybody, how you doing? Bloody Sunday happened March 7th of 1965, and that was when 200 marchers went across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, led by, among others, Martin Luther King, the late Martin Luther King, and the late Congressman John Lewis, who was not a congressman then, in a call for voting rights for black folks like me. At that time, I was only born 3 years before that. Now, starting Monday, we have a case that on its face would appear to be unrelated to Bloody Sunday, but in reality it is all kinds of related, and that's the People versus Derek Chauvin, who is the Minneapolis Park police officer who choked with his knee to death George Floyd, a man who just trying to go get some cigarettes, making his way, and was accused of giving a counterfeit $20 bill to buy cigarettes, which, even if that was true, which it wasn't proven to be true, it wasn't worth the cost of his life at all. Oakland has had a tradition, I would call it a cultural tradition, of riots that started after the murder of Oscar Grant in 2009. I remember exactly where I was when that happened. That was on New Year's Day, early in the morning on BART. I just got home, and before that happened, and and later that weekend, I remember I was taking my friend to this day, Emily, back from the gym, and I was kind of taking her on this little tour of downtown Oakland. She was new. She was from Atlanta, Georgia, and she just moved, and she was working for Teach for America, and I remember seeing her. Well, I dropped her off. We both noted this helicopter that was buzzing around, and I wondered what was happening. So after I dropped her off, this was 10 years ago, 11 years ago. I got in my car, 12 years ago, excuse me. I got in my car, I went down to downtown Oakland, and I wound up filming the aftermath of the riots. In some cases, running into people who were doing the rioting. A group of teenagers, and they were kids, in my video. In fact, I'm actually playing the video right now, right here, okay? Right here. There, all right? That's the actual video of this gentleman. What he's doing is he's towing away cars that were damaged on the street from the rioting, okay?
Another one right behind me, as far as I can see. Whoa.
And that's on 14th and Broadway. That parking lot's not even there anymore. Okay? That date, January 8th.
So where I'm at right now is This is 14th Street. And my video, I said I didn't think that this was going to happen. I was wrong. Apparently it did. And now where I'm going is 14th toward 14th and Broadway.
And I wound up at the place of the late Peter Van Cleef's. And here's Peter.
Somebody
somebody should have said something. OPD, a BART, it was a BART situation. They should have made a statement. We're looking into it. We're doing something. We're anything. But silence created the situation that occurred tonight. When there's no answers, a demonstration turns into a riot.
Sad. It's a very sad day for Oakland.
It's very sad for Oakland because it looks bad for Oakland, but Oakland's not to blame. It was very unfortunate.
And I went down here, and this is what
There was some guys back there that were stomping on a car. That's what was going on. So here comes the copter, which is right there. And there they go.
They're jumping on people's cars.
Just indiscriminately.
There's a crowd of people going from
these guys.
Plaza. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
we're back in the Peter Van
Guys stomp on the cars over here. Going up to 17.
So our gates are locked in, and our customers are inside.
We're safe.
We're safe.
So, folks, if you find yourself in the middle of a riot in downtown Oakland, Cafe Van Cleef is the best place to be, right, Peter? This is the safest place to be.
The gate is down.
The gate, yeah.
The gate is down. We're locked in.
That's right.
Because there's groups of youths breaking windows, jumping on cars.
And here's the guys
That smells really weird. Yay.
right here. Okay. And as I walk down,
What's going on, guys? What's
It's not
happening?
right, man. They killed our young black brother at Fruitvale BART
You
station.
can't stop
The
violence
police.
with violence. You can't fight
They
violence
didn't.
with violence. That's
This
what
is
we're
not-
trying to tell
this
you.
is not the
though.
first
They
thing.
one of the
Police
biggest
gotta do
gangs
that.
out. They worried about our gangs. They're the biggest gangs out right
been
now.
killing us out here, man. Beating our ass.
People by the source though. You can't fight violence with violence. You gotta get it. You gotta stop these by the kids source. while You they gotta get young, them while they man. young. That's all it is.
Yeah.
This is not right, though. This is injustice, man. They killed him execution style. This is
He
modern
ain't
day
even
New
in
Year's
jail
Day.
right now. He ain't even in
He
jail.
tied up, face down,
He didn't even get to see a
bam.
new year, man.
See a New Year or nothing for nothing.
and
And he
he-
asked, and the man asked not to get killed, bro. That's the cold thing
He
about it.
pleaded
He
for like he
asked
said
not
he
to
had
get
a
killed,
daughter,
bro.
but they killed him, man.
killed
Somebody
him.
thought it was a
Hold on.
taser and shit.
Hold on.
It's not an accident. If somebody on their ground, what did you pull out a gun for if you already handcuffed? It's not an accident. You don't need to pull out a gun if somebody in handcuffs. That's not an accident. That's you doing what you wanted to do. Basically, you abusing your authority. That's all that was. That's violence trying to stop violence, but you can't do that. That's all
It's
that
not
was.
right. I see this as modern day racism. They killed that young black brother. He had
Modern
a
day
daughter.
lynching. That's a
He had
modern day
a daughter
lynching
on
right
the
there.
way. He had a daughter on the way.
Modern
and
day
they gonna
lynch.
kill him.
Modern day lynch
Lead it
right
for his
there,
life.
bro.
You can't leave the academy. You can't tell
Where do we go from here as a society?
We have to come together as black people and come together and stop all this racism, all this fighting.
Not just black people though. You gotta
We gotta come together as all.
people, though.
Everybody in
That's what
Oakland.
it's gonna
That's
solve.
why Oakland talked about like this. Cause don't nobody do nothing in Oakland about nothing. But when we started doing stuff, that's when they want to start coming out with new laws.
Start firing police and stop firing
What
teachers,
happened with the
man.
mayor down there?
Man, the man,
yeah,
he talking a lot. He walking
But
around
at
like
the
he
end-
guy and stuff. He ain't finna
He
change
walked
nothing,
around, he
man.
did what he could do, but there's nothing he could do. He did not save us.
He
you
left
feel
in
me?
the end. He did it. He said what he had to say. But at the end, though,
everything that they're saying right there, folks, could apply to right here and right now. You hear what I'm saying? Everything that they said right there could apply to today. That was January 8th, 2009. Nothing's changed. And through all this, that night started an episode of Right After Right. We had, in 2011, the Occupy Oakland riots. We had the riots after, we had marches and riots after Eric Garner, Breonna Taylor. I mean, we've had a riot for incidents like George Floyd that didn't even occur in Oakland. And we had a big one after Johannes Meserly. So now, in the middle of the pandemic, with a large part of downtown Oakland boarded up, what else is there to destroy? Laundry Day says, I have no confidence that he will be convicted. I am afraid that this will replace 1/6, talking about January 6th, and said this will be the narrative of violence. And I had someone else say to me that via a Facebook message, they thought this was a culture of violence in the current climate of the city today. So the question is, what do we do? Well, I want to put out a plea that people don't riot. I have an alternative. Set off fireworks. That's right. If you want to make noise about how upset you are over this, set off firecrackers. And some of you will say, well, gee, why would you ask people to do something that's illegal? Well, look, they've been setting off fireworks anyway to bring in the new year, all right? Why not set off fireworks as a form of protest as opposed to actually harming somebody else's business that's already harmed to begin with or closed? You're just going to mess up their storefront anyway for a bricks and mortar business. An online business you can't touch, unless you know how to hack. And in my case, you're going to have to be really good. But I digress. Okay? One day says, I don't say go out. I say make the cops in riot gear look stupid. He says, I say don't go out. Make the cops in riot gear look stupid by not going out. That's what Laundry Day says. And if you're watching this, you can't see in the screen what I'm responding to. I'm responding to Laundry Day, typing his or her. I don't know the gender of the person. Doesn't matter in this case. They are watching this, okay, and they're responding. But my point is that businesses that would normally board up, they're already boarded up. And the police are already stretched thin. So right now, the mayor, if I were the mayor, I would say, hey, much of our town is already damaged. There's no reason to go out and damage it more. And if you want to show protest, yes, set off fireworks. We will make it a day to actually encourage shutting off fireworks if it's necessary. If not, please stay in. But Oakland business owners have been beaten up enough for something that they didn't cause. And I think the mayor needs to put out that statement. I think not just the mayor, but the city council, Oakland leaders, the chief of police, people on the streets. We need to send a message of solidarity in terms of action for the first time, because no one's ever come out and said, hey, by the way, they said don't protest or don't, right? But no one has ever suggested an alternative form of protest in the street. Or we've allowed peaceful protest, right? But as you and I know, if you've lived in Oakland long enough, you know that peaceful protests really at some point start to degenerate anyway, all right? That just happens. So, I would really encourage everybody to do that. And I'll talk about this more, but I go back to that day. I almost started crying all over again just watching this video on Zenny 62. I have a whole set of videos about the Oscar Grant situation. Anyway, subscribe to Zenny 62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnow.com. That ends this broadcast. I'll be back for more, though.